Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
I have never.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of 10-Minute Misconduct. I'm sorry if my mic was muted a second ago. I just wanted to welcome everybody back to 10-Minute Misconduct. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great, thank you.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hanging in there. Carter, thank you so much for joining the show. I'm super excited to dive into everything with you. Really quick though, before we get started, Erin may or may not be joining us tonight. Our other co-host, she has a graduation tonight. So if she doesn't make it, we want to give her a huge shout out.
Congrats to Aaron.
And then if anybody is following the journey of the Peshtuka jersey, we were able to get a hold of his juniors jersey from the Rhinos. And I know I showed it to you guys last week. We dropped it in the mail this past Thursday, and I haven't received an update if it's been received yet. So hopefully it has. If not, I don't know. Hopefully I'll have an update for you guys next week. So let's jump into things. Sam, do you want to get us started?
Sure. I mean, hockey, born in Canada, like I'm sure you came out wearing skates and everything. You want to kind of talk about hockey, how it progressed for you and how got here?
No, for sure. Yeah, I think every young kid in Canada plays hockey growing up or takes a crack at it. And, you know, my dad played, you know, skating on frozen ponds when he was a young kid. And, you know, we're a hockey family and, you know, could probably skate before I could walk at, you know, 2-3 years old, and fell in love with the game, you know, right away. And just kind of, yeah, you know, you play minor hockey, you know, you keep loving it, and, you know, put in some work and power skating lessons, and, you know, get a decent skill set, and, you know, take a crack at junior hockey and just keep progressing. And, you know, it's been a pretty wild journey. 34 now, 10th year pro, and it's taken me all over the world and the country, and just had a blast ever since. But yeah, I just kind of grew up like any, you know, young Canadian hockey kid, strap on the laces, and, you know, kind of the rest is history. And it's been, like I said, it's been a super fun journey.
So, as you said, you've played all over the country and the world. With the exception of Athens, you cannot say it. Where was your favorite place to play?
Yeah, I've been pretty blessed to play in a lot of great hockey markets, and, you know, a lot of great organizations. And, you know, I had some really good times in Powell River in junior hockey. Cool place in the world to play, and had a really good setup. And, a program that was, built on winning. We were the number one team in all of junior A, I think my 19-year-old year. Quad City, Columbus, there's so many, Huntsville is a really good program. Like there hasn't been one place where I've gone, oh, that was a nightmare. I wish I never played there. Spent a small cup of coffee in Elmira during the COVID season where I went to school. So it was kind of cool to, circle back and experience, a bit of a victory lap of one more year in Elmira, New York. And, spent some time in Fayetteville. Early in my career, I was in Evansville, and I know I'm kind of shouting out every team, but really a lot of good people in the game of hockey, and pretty blessed to say that I've never been part of a nightmare situation or team or program. And, if anything, it's been, a lot of good memories. So had to pick one, obviously Athens. I know I'm not allowed to say it, but
That's okay.
I love it here. I mean, the treatment that we get, personnel, the team, the culture, everything it checks off, every single box for a hockey player. Just happy to be a Rock Lobster, and just, happy to be a hockey player at the end of the day. And, right now I'm in Athens and couldn't enjoy it any more than I am right now.
Man, that's amazing. You really have been all over the place. You spent quite a bit of time up in the SPHL. So, like, with your experience in the SPHL, and then you came down to the FPHL, what is the biggest difference, in your opinion, of the SPHL and the FPHL?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's funny because I kind of throughout my career, I mean, my first pro game I was in the East Coast, and then I, went to the SB, and then the Fed, then back up to the SB, back up to the coast. So I've kind of been doing this roller coaster thing. And when I played in Danbury, it would have been five years ago. The Federal League was definitely the Federal League in a lot of aspects, and it was great. And the league, the difference between the SPHL and the Federal League, I don't think has ever been smaller, just with the quality of players and the treatment and just how the organizations are ran. One thing I will say, I think, I don't want to say lower you go, but, in the Federal League, and a lot of good people in the SB and, my time in the coast, great players. There's just so many good players that play the sport, quality human beings. But I think overall, players love the game in the Federal League. They're not that they're just happy playing pro hockey, but you really got to love the game, in the Fed, and they definitely do. So it makes it there's not as many egos, and politics aren't involved as much. It's just 20 guys who love playing hockey, hanging out, going to the rink. It's the best job in the world. So it's not differences in travel and hotel stays, and there's really not much difference in your day-to-day life, whether it's the Federal League, the SP, or the Coast. I mean, those are primarily the three leagues I played in. You're going to the rink, you're practicing, you hop on a bus, go to someone else's rink, and you play a hockey game. And obviously there's way more to it, but it's really not that much different. One of the reasons I probably dropped down to the Federal League is two things I say, especially as an older guy: comfortability and stability are two things that you can't really put a price on. So, when you're in the SB and the Coast, it's a grind. You're, technically we're on 1-day contracts, right? You can get released, traded, moved around at any point. And, I know guys who have played on 4 or 5 different teams in a year, if not more. And you're living out of a suitcase. You're not really building deep connections or bonds with, your teammates or staff or any personnel. And, for myself as an older guy, I kind of like hunkering down and, spending the full season and not have to worry about, getting traded, am I in and out of the lineup and stuff like that. So, I don't think anyone, when they're 50, 60, 70 years old is really going to care too much about, what league I played in. You're going to be more focused on and think back about the memories and the good times that you had. And the Federal League is always fun. There's always something going on in the league or with the team. and it's cleaned up quite a bit, but it's there's always something going on, and it kind of makes it entertaining. So I love the league. I think it's headed in a great direction. I think it's getting better every year, and the product's getting better. You're seeing some really good players play in this league, and excited to see where it kind of goes year in, year out. And they're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think a lot of the fans do too. I want to highlight something that to me is very impressive. I don't think a lot of players can say this, that you have been both defenseman of the year and forward of the year. So is goalie of the year next, or
that is next on the bucket list, and then retire, become coach of the year, wherever it is. Not that I'm trying to be coach anytime soon. I just want to win, but I'll touch on that. I played forward growing up my whole life, and when I was in Huntsville years ago, I was in and out of the lineup, kind of 8th, 9th, 10th forward if I was playing, and limited minutes. And minor hockey, there's lots of movement, transactions going on, and we were just put in a situation. I think we had maybe 3 or 4 healthy D on our team, and coach came up to me and said, "Hey, right shot D are league. I had a background playing center, so typically centers are a little bit more defensively responsible, and said, hey, it's an opportunity to play a few more minutes." And I was all for it. I don't really care whatever the team needs. So wasn't very good at all. I don't think I would have won any league awards back then from playing D. But you fast forward a couple of years, I think I was back in the SP and with Quad City, and I was just talking to the coach, and it kind of came up naturally. And I said, I have a couple of games of experience playing D in Huntsville a few years ago. And sure enough, it was game 3 of the season, and we had a couple of injuries and a guy go up, and we only had about four healthy D in our roster. So I think he kind of remembered that conversation we had in the summer and said, hey, you have experience playing D, even though it was 5 games a few years ago. Do you want to, can you play D for us? And I said, yeah, sure. Why not? And for whatever reason, it kind of clicked a little bit more. I don't know if it was just kind of being a pro hockey player, a few more years of experience. But since then, that season, I think I was playing half forward, half D. There'd be a couple of games I was playing left wing, right wing. I played all 5 positions in one game,
wow,
which made it fun. I was just playing ping pong on the bench, just kind of going forward and back. But it's whatever the team needed. And the last, I think, 3 seasons, I pretty much played primarily D. I had a few games forward last year, and in playoffs, just kind of made sense with our roster. And I think I had 1 game of forward this year, but I'm pretty much a converted D. So I think the years of playing center kind of prepared me to kind of be defensively, mindful. And even though you ask Ruts, our coach, or any coach, I'm probably not the most defensive defenseman. Still, old habits died hard being a forward. But I love the conversion, and it's been a blast. I think it's a little easier on your body. You're not just constantly forecheck, back check. It's a little bit, I like to think it's a little bit easier, but not a little bit of unique, not too many people change positions, but it's been fun kind of learning the position. Whatever the team needs at the end of the day. But I would like to play a game of goalie. I did tell Ruts if we need an e-bug or someone that's going in. I used to be a lacrosse goalie back in the day, so
wow.
One practice I went, it was like a fun 3-on-3 skate that we did during Christmas time, and I put on the goalie pads. But I think that would probably be the only time I toss on the pads, hopefully for the rest of the season. But it's fun to switch it up, right?
Yeah, Ruts, put him in as an e-bug. I would love to see that. That would be really cool.
Give him a chance. Why not?
If at all possible, like the last few minutes of the game. So it's like, especially like the last game you guys had. You guys won 12-3. Like,
Yeah, game. Usually the last game or two. A lot of times they're nothing games, right? Half the guys are out of the lineup, kind of resting up for playoffs. I could go in the last 5 minutes, and I'd like to. I'd only want one shot. Either I'm finishing my career with 1,000 save percentage or zero. So yeah, all in the good fun. But I would love the opportunity, even though small chance it happens, and hopefully we're never really put in that position. But it would be something fun to do.
Oh, absolutely. And I
Well,
mean that
TikTok content for even if it was a
Yeah,
practice, for the team.
exactly. Yeah,
let's
exactly.
go over and be like, Lavalier, hey, I need your pads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do some windmill pad stacks and yeah, have fun with it. So yeah, why not? The game's supposed to be fun. You gotta have fun.
And I guess that answered my next question, but what exactly, I'm trying to remember, a forward defenseman, is that kind of like what Kirk referred to himself as?
Like an offensive defenseman.
Offensive defenseman, yeah.
Would,
I
would
mean, I
you
think
put yourself in that same category now that you're kind of converted to defenseman?
yeah, definitely. I think yeah, offensive defenseman would probably be, if you had to define. I think there's three kind of defenseman categories. There's the defensive defenseman who, isn't rushing the puck up too much and, kind of just focus on, bigger hits or just passing, pass first. There's kind of two-way guys who can do a little bit of both, but, like to think of, yeah, offensive defenseman, always working on the defensive side of things and, constantly trying to learn just, angling and stick positions. Cause at the end of the day, I do want to, as a defenseman, your main goal is to keep the puck out of your net. So you can't be taking too many chances, but probably take a few more than I should. And like I said, old habits die hard, but, yeah, it's, comes with the territory. I think Ruts, he puts up with it most of the times, but every now and then he's got to, crack the whip and get me back. Hey, you're a defenseman. So it's all good. I do think the game of hockey is a little bit, you're seeing a lot of, the McCarrs and Quinn Hughes and players like that who, 20 years ago, there wasn't really too many players that were offensively skilled playing the defensive position. But, I think hockey's turning into a little bit of a 5-minute use of the ice. And, after really the face off, there's guys who are interchangeable on the ice. If I'm up in the play, like to think our team's defensively, responsible enough where someone can kind of cover for me and, play a few seconds of D in our zone until, I get back and, ask for a switch or something like that, not to get overly technical. But, yeah, I think the game's just kind of changing. You're seeing a lot more offensively minded defensemen in the game. And, yeah, it's fun to rush the puck up and, I want the puck on my stick and shoot the puck. I think everyone likes scoring goals. So just because you're defense, it doesn't mean you can't score a goal or two. So, yeah, try to shoot the puck if it's open and, produce for our team to win games. Really, at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do.
And you are one of the fastest players I've definitely seen too. So it's like if you have that chance and you take it, like not too many people I've seen have been able to beat you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of my strong suits, and I think every player's have strengths and weaknesses. My skating ability and something I worked on a lot growing up as a kid and doing power skating and yeah, in the gym trying to do a lot of leg workouts and SAQ, just try to have quick feet. And I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so kind of have to put a little bit more time and attention into foot speed and keeping up with the players. Like I said, the league's getting faster and better, and hockey players are just more skilled now than they've ever been. So yeah, definitely a focal point. And I don't know if I'm losing speed, but probably am at my age. So just probably got to put in a little bit more work to keep up with the young guys. So yeah, speed kills. If you can't skate, you can't play. And definitely something I try to focus on during the off season and in season, just kind of working on some things. And yeah, I got a little tread left on the tires, but it's slowly coming to an end. It's harder. My body's aching a little bit more than it did in my early mid-20s, but it's all part of father time. You can't escape it, right?
Mhm.
Hey, same, and I'm not even a hockey player, so I feel that. I want to jump over and give some of your fans opportunity in the comments. If you're new to the show and you hit the subscribe button, you can ask your questions live and give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Where was it? Julie had a great question. She said, as a captain, how do you define your role as a leader on and off the ice? And I want to add, what extra pressure comes with being a captain?
It's a good question. Define the role as a leader. So I'm definitely a kind of lead by an example guy. And, the great thing about our team is we have lots of leaders, and it's not just, it's leadership by committee with our team. So, I just try to conduct myself daily basis of what I think a hockey player, and we have high standards for our team. So, just following team rules that, we have in place, and, on and off the ice, treating staff with respect, showing up on time, and, try to get out there a little bit early sometimes and stay a bit later, just, have the habit. So, it's by committee on our team, and, it's definitely sometimes when body's sore, you don't really want to do it, and you kind of go, I can't expect anyone else to do it if I don't do it myself, right? So, sometimes I'm looking myself in the mirror, and it's a little bit of integrity, internal integrity. But like I said, we have a lot of guys who push each other. We're a very accountable team, so it's a pretty easy environment to want to, put in that extra 1% effort, 1% effort every day. And just kind of lead by example at the end of the day. And I think a lot of captains would say the same thing. I know we were talking before the show about Kirk Underwood, right? He's a great leader, a lot of respect for him, and he's a guy who conducts himself, 10 out of 10 on and off the ice. So, and he would say that about, some other guys that he knows. So, I think it's just kind of one of the responsibilities that you get a little bit of spotlight within their team. What is he doing? If he's not doing it, why should I do it? I can't preach something I'm not doing myself. So if I'm preaching it, I better be doing it, or else I'm a little bit of a hypocrite and don't want to be known as one of those.
Yeah, I feel that. This one, I'm kind of interested if there's a backstory, but this one was asked like before we actually even started. It's from Kevin Salyers, I believe that is.
Yeah, Kev.
Hey Shinks, so when was the last time you changed the oil in the Taco?
Yeah, so I drive a Toyota Tacoma, and the nickname for Tacoma is a taco. So Kev keeps his vehicles. It's pretty much the same condition as if he drove it off the lot, and like he's takes great care and quality of his vehicles. Kev, to answer your question, I actually did get my oil changed last week, so she's running burns. So you take care of your vehicles, they take care of you. And I just actually went to AutoZone today to get some fluids. So got to top up some fluids. But slowly trying to get some base. I'm not a car guy at all. I know steering wheel, goes left, right, gas pedal on the right, brakes on the left. And that's kind of the extent of my knowledge. But,
What about your blinkers?
The blinker is right on right there. But just something basic car maintenance, trying to do it myself. And thankfully for ChatGPT, there's a couple of how-tos. So kind of fun learning on your own. Not that I'm gonna start a car mechanic shop anytime soon, but there's definitely some basic stuff I think everyone can do on their own, and just trying to learn. And it's I've had that Tacoma's been a lot of places over the years. I from just those, like Langley, British Columbia, where I'm from. I drive it to hockey season all the time. You think the places I played are all on the East Coast, so got to make sure I have a good, reliable vehicle, and yeah, just basic maintenance. Got to keep up with it, right?
Yeah.
Wow, driving from BC, that is a hike.
Yeah, it's about 45 hours, give or take. Yeah, it's I always drive down with my dad, and it's great memories, and we're just driving, but get to spend some quality time with them, and it's memories I always have. It's great times, and driving across the country, you get to see a couple places, and but yeah, long days. Like first day or two, there's podcasts, and you got some energy, but by day 3 or 4, you're kind of going, holy smokes, I've been in this vehicle, and your body's sore just from sitting, which I know sounds silly, but definitely a sigh of relief when you're done, just to be able to walk around. But it's great. He gets to see some of the cities I get to play in, and but yeah, long days. But the first day, I won't take too much time on this, but the first year I flew down, because I think it was about 35 hours. I go, I ain't driving that amount. Like, that's crazy. But I was constantly dependent on other people. Hey, your hair's looking a little long. Like, you want to go get a haircut, or is there food in your fridge? The grocery store, or just doing anything. And I actually think I had like a fracture in my hand. I would have to go to physio and get treatment, but I didn't have a car, so you're borrowing people's cars all the time. And you ask the guy one time or twice, yeah, go ahead. But once you ask them third or fourth day in a row, you can tell they're like, So after that, yeah, I definitely kind of told myself, if it's a 3, 4, 5 day drive, it's worth the few days of long days. But to have your dependence is it's a small sacrifice to drive a few days. So I actually have to plug in my laptop. It's about to die. So if you give me 1 minute,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
be
good.
right back.
So while we're waiting for Carter to get back, I empathize because I'm actually, we're moving in about a week. So my studio is going to be different, going to be living in a hotel for a little bit while we're looking to buy a house. So if you don't know where we're moving, drop in the chat where you think we're going. The only hint, if someone gets it, I will say where it is. But the only hint, we have a 26-hour drive with 2 Great Danes coming up, so that's going to be.
Geez.
They're great in the car though, so they've done cross country with us before, so they're the best little road dogs you could ever ask for. So I'm not super worried. Okay, so another question. This is from Aaron, our other co-host. If you could choose 3 players not currently on the Athens roster to play a quick ODR game, who would you choose?
Oh, that's a good question, and I could probably do a full team. I've had so many good teammates, and I know there's going to be a couple guys that are going to be probably text me saying, "How am I not part of the 3?" But to play with, like, just like on my team, or who I guess not. I'll say Alexander Jermayev off Columbus. Give him a shout out with them. Yeah, good buddy of mine. I'll try to pick someone from the last few teams I've been on. Quad City. I'll say Taylor Price. He was captain there. Great guy. And I'll try to pick someone from my younger years. Probably someone from my junior times. Well, actually, I'll say a guy. I have a lot of guys I went to Elmira College, and there's about 4 or 5 of us that live in Vancouver area. So I'm actually blessed that I get to see my college buddies quite a bit. But I couldn't one of them. I'll pick from junior hockey. Maybe my roommate Steve Schmidt. It would be awesome to kind of catch up with him. So I'll pick one guy from junior and a couple guys who are recent. But yeah, Jammer definitely gets a shout out. It's a guy I'm still close with. Lived with him when I was in Columbus, and Western Canadian guys. I like to think they're a good breed of human beings. Obviously, I'm biased being from Vancouver, but yeah, still a good buddy of mine. Still keep in touch. So I'll give him a shout out for sure.
Yeah, we would actually, he's on our list of one of the guys we absolutely want to have on the show. I wanted to piggyback though. Who would your goalie pick be? Non-Athens player.
No, I think I would go Dylan Kelly. So I lived with DK 2 years, one in Danbury, and then, well, I guess 2 were kind of in Danbury. It was the COVID year. We started in Danbury, and then Danbury opted out of playing that season. So then we all went to Elmira, so I got to live with him. Funny guy, lots of characters, like kept it light every single day. Good pro. He's doing really. He's retired, but cool story. I mean, he's played in the Fed and he's played in the AHL, so not too many players can say they played in 4 to 5 pro leagues in North America. But yeah, really, really good dude, and yeah, just funny guy. I roomed with him for 2 years, so I'll pick Dylan Kelly.
I got a twist on this one.
Okay.
If the FPHL came out with a hockey game, so that means you would be like one of the players in the hockey game, what do you think your 2 highest attributes would be? And I think the attributes, it's skating, puck handling, offense, defense, and physicality.
Okay. I'd probably go skating would be one of them. Physicality, not so much. I want to be more physical. I do think as a D, it sounds silly. It's harder to. I'm more of a technical D man. I know some guys say Greco on our team. He's definitely, that would be his number 1 attribute for sure. But skating one. I don't know if passing is one. Like to think I'm a pass first guy, and if I had to pick 2, skating and passing. But yeah, that's a good question. Kind of a tough one, but yeah, skating and passing, I'll go with that. Why not?
See, the puck handling, it has hand and eye coordination, passing, and puck control.
Okay, we'll go with that. That encompasses it all right there. Yeah.
You'll have to tell Michael we said hello. We've had him on, I think, our 1st or 2nd season, and we loved Greco when he played in Columbus as well. So let him know we said hi. I also wanted to mention you were ranked very high with your hockey IQ on your EP. So I think that's definitely, and maybe that encompasses what you were just talking about. Bringing that to the ice. So.
For sure, yeah. I think you kind of just learn over the years. With experience, you kind of get to understand the game. And I don't watch as much hockey as I used to when I was younger. I think I kind of had I go to the rink, I practice, play, like to kind of get away from hockey and just have a good balance. Still try to be a student of the game. But yeah, definitely, you would watch it. I'll watch a random game, or we'll be in the locker room, highlights will be on, and I don't even know probably half the players in the league anymore in the NHL. It's just it's so young, and I'm a terrible actually fantasy hockey player. I'm in a league every year, and I almost come dead last because when I look at my roster, it's pretty much everyone over 30. I got the old timer roster, and it's just I try to be a student of the game, but yeah, not as much hockey as I watch as I want to. But yeah, just playing over the years, there's just so many tendencies that you learn. I think I've played 400 games, so yeah, all the games, you just seen so many plays at the same time, and learn from the mistakes. So yeah, anyways, just to touch on that. But sorry, go ahead.
Really quick, before I jump to my next question, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Matraka Time. We're going to roll their clip in a second, but basically they take broken hockey sticks and they make them into these amazing noisemakers. They make great memorabilia, great gifts for parents of hockey players or spouses and families. So shout out to you, Matraka Time. We will leave their link to their Etsy store in our description. And if you could roll the clip.
Let's go!
Okay, so I want to ask, would you say, I've noticed lately with PD, would you say that they may be your rival team, or are you guys more focused on maybe the mocks?
Yeah, good question. Our schedule has been unique this year in that we seem to have phases where we play a team like 8 out of 10 games. So the first, I think, 5 or 6 games we were playing, I think Carolina or Twin Cities now, a bunch. And then we were playing Monroe a lot, and there was definitely some bad blood that was getting formed, and it's just natural. You play a team so many times in a small, it's almost like a 7-game playoff series, so often. And then we were kind of playing a little bit of Columbus, but lately it seems like every single weekend we're playing PD, and there's been some stuff going on. I mean, it's hockey, it's a physical game, emotional game, nothing out of the ordinary, but there's just been a few things that have kind of come about, and yeah, it seems like there's some bad blood, but it's all part of the game, right? So I think they're wanting to win, and they're passionate team. So I think we play them again twice this weekend. It'll be another fun one, and yeah, I'd say right now our rival. I mean, and this isn't like a knock on them at all, but I think we played them 7 or 8 times. I think they've beaten us twice, so we beat them more times than they beaten us, which is great for us. And I'm sure they're trying to flip the script on that. But we've been prepping all week for them, and kind of switching a few things, and we'll have some guys off IR recently that are back in the lineup. So we got some fresh blood, and we're hoping it's 2 wins and we can widen the gap on the season series, and I'm sure they're trying to tighten it. But yeah, PD right now, they're just they're a pesky team, and not in a bad way. They're just they're trying to win, we're trying to win, and you see enough enough in a small span of time, there's going to be some natural bad blood, and all good fun in the game. It makes the game fun, these little rivalries, and you get the juices flowing, and we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm sure there'll be a storyline or two, but we're looking forward to it.
I mean, with that being said, I mean, this last weekend they went into bingo and shut out bingo one of the games.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No
they
easy
really
task.
a sleeper team.
Yeah, no, they brought in some guys, and they've made some moves, and they've gotten better. And I think a lot of teams, were game 30, 35, into the season, and teams gel and they add pieces and they get better, and that's the goal, I think, of the coach and the players, to keep improving, right? If you can be beating a team pretty easily at the beginning of the season, but they're going to get better and make moves, and if you're not getting better, another team is, they're going to have your numbers. So I think they beat us in PD a couple weeks ago, and we were rolling pretty good on I think a 8-game win streak or 9-game win streak or something like that, and then they go into Binghamton, which is not an easy environment, back-to-back champions for a reason, and I think I saw something they posted, like the first shutout they've had. Their first shutout as a team, PD, but even to get shut out, I think Binghamton at home might have been the first time. So tip the cap to them. I think it's good for the Southern Conference to, take a win and a couple points from a team like Binghamton. And, I'm probably a little biased, but I like to think the South is a better overall product, and, probably don't want to bite my words, but good on PD, but we're focused on ourselves, and obviously you're taking a look at the scores around the league, and good for them. I think their goalie played a fantastic game. It seemed like Rutherford, I think he stolen from us when he was playing for Danville or Withville or something. I think he had like a 55 save shutout. So good on him, and hopefully, what I'm hoping is they have a little too much confidence, and they take us a little light, thinking that they're on this streak, and we're trying to build another streak and theirs. So hopefully tomorrow night, 8:00, we can make it happen.
was leaning into a question. I forgot what it was. It happens all the time. No, the last year with Athens, you had played all 56 games. How rough is that on your body? And when
Yeah.
you try to get yourself back to 100% before the next game or the next weekend?
Yeah, it's actually the first time in my career that I played every single game, and not that I've been a band-aid my whole career, but had a few surgeries and just little things. I mean, it's hard to play every single game, and um, I'll say a little testament to our athletic training staff. Chris McNeely, who was with us last year. We have June this year who's doing a great job. We've been pretty blessed as an organization to have two guys who are probably overqualified to be in the Federal Hockey League, but they do a great job trying to get us to 100% or keep us close to 100% as possible. And I think in the summertime, a bit of a focal point is I've never been a big stretching guy. It's boring. I don't think anyone likes stretching, but it's just something that you got to do. And definitely kind of worked on mobility and getting joints and ligaments and muscles, as close to 100% as I can. And working a little bit of flexibility. But during the season, Sundays, if we play Friday, Saturday, Sundays are pretty much non-negotiable, just rest, recovery day. I'm couch potato, not doing a whole lot, and trying to get calories in me eating some food and slowly ease into it. Get in the gym a few times, get your body right, and I do think it's not that you're rolling the dice and knock on wood. No, I'm going to get injured this weekend, but you just try. Injuries are inevitable some season. We had one guy on our team right now, Dom Dumas. He's a rookie, and I think, and hopefully he's getting all his injuries out in his first year pro. Smooth sailing after that. He's kind of caught the injury bug, and you kind of just go through phases in your career. I think it's inevitable. Everyone gets injured at some point. So I've had some pretty big ones in my career. I've, had my ACL done. My shoulder's been blown out. Just other, had a hand fracture. Just like nothing to worry of other guys, but I'm on a nice little streak right now, and maybe I'm putting myself in risk-adverse situations just to prevent it. And something that, like I was saying earlier, playing as long as I have, you kind of know what spots are a little bit vulnerable and try to angle your body. And I don't know. It's just it's a little bit tougher to play every single game, but I'm an older guy, but like I said, got a little bit of tread left on the tires, so I'm rolling with this Ironman streak, which isn't anything crazy. I mean, you look at some players that played. I think Bill Kessel played 800 or 1,000 games in a row or something like that. I don't know, like something stupid, And I'm probably at 80 something, which is nothing in comparison. But hopefully the health continues for the rest of my career, and just do what you can on a day-to-day basis of keeping your muscles strong and stretching, and really that's all you can do. Injuries are going to happen. Sometimes they're just unavoidable.
I have a quick question, and then we're going to jump into a game. If you guys watched last week, we did the logo game. It's going to be the same images because we want to give multiple guests a few tries at it. So my quick question is, when you did go, you played D3 at Elmira. What did you study when you were in college?
I did business administration. I had a minor in finance. I think going into my senior year, they brought in the finance degree as an option, but it was, I think, impossible to get a major in it. It's something I probably would have majored in it. I've always been a numbers guy, but business administration. I think I had a specialization in management or marketing or something like that. But yeah, good 4 years. Omar was a great Division III program. I'm not the biggest scholar by any means, but tried to apply myself when I was there, and yeah, I got my degree, which is something I always have, and can fall back when eventually I retire. And but yeah, great 4 years. Met a lot of good people, and like I said, I'm fortunate enough that I have 4 or 5 college buddies from Vancouver. I get to see them, and they're all doing well. So we have a good group back home, and we can hang out, go golfing, go on little trips, and it's been a blast. So good 4 years, but yeah, it seems like forever ago.
Well, good. I think that's smart, especially if you want to stay in the hockey world, and help run a team or something like that in the future.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's, unlimited possibilities with business and finance. So let's get
exactly.
into this game. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you a piece of a logo. They're all current FPHL logos. And
Okay.
if you guys haven't seen, if you weren't here last week, you're welcome to play along in the chat. Let's get started with the first one.
That is going to be Twin Cities, is it not?
Very
Okay.
good.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. That is going to be. That's not. It's not Baton Rouge, is it? And I know it's not. I was going to bring up a tab of the logos and cheat, but I don't want to. The fact that
This is a tough one.
little ding didn't go off. Yeah, I'm gonna go Baton Rouge, but I know it's not, and I'm gonna kick myself as soon as I see this logo. Yeah, that's probably because I don't want to think of them or play them this weekend. That's why. Is that Indiana? No. Oh, it is. Yeah. Right on. I want to say. Is that Topeka? That's tail like the yeah, okay.
I'm impressed.
Right.
I think that's one of the hardest ones.
Yeah. Port Huron?
That was the
No.
exact guess last week, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Roger. I should have known that one. Tough. Yeah. New logo, maybe. I'll blame it on that. I know they switched up their logo recently. That one is this one Port Huron? Oh, Danbury. Another team I played for.
That's a tough one, too.
Should have known that one. If there was any orange, it'd be too much of a giveaway. So
Yeah.
shout out to Danbury. That's Binghamton. Yeah. This is the best team in the league with the best logo, best fan base, best. That is the Athens Rock Lobsters.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I really
Oh,
do
no.
like
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that segment. I played that on TikTok and with
Yeah.
the NHL teams, and I think the first one I saw, I got like one right, and here I am thinking I know the
Yeah.
league so well. No, theirs were hard though.
Yeah,
Like
there's
they would
some.
take a piece.
Yeah, it's a 1%, and it's usually not like the most like center of the logo. It's like the one little thing at the side. So
Yeah.
fun little game. I like that. That was fun.
really was.
Sam, do we want to try doing the hot seat so some of the fans can get to know some of your teammates?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Okay, so guys, the way this works, we're just going to ask a simple question, and then you tell us which one of your teammates, fits the bill. Or okay, so I will get us started with. I'm going to ask Erin's question since she's not here at the moment. She always asks, "Who is getting arrested on the Vegas trip?"
On the Vegas trip. Who's getting arrested on the Vegas trip? Current teammate. I like to think we have good quality human beings that are outstanding citizens and don't get up to any shenanigans, which is true. We do have a good group of guys. I'm going to throw a good buddy of mine, really good buddy. I'll throw Willie Lavier under the bus. Just and hope he's not going to get arrested. And but he's a good buddy. I can poke fun of him for sure. I'll say him.
The best cook.
Best cook. We actually have a lot of good cooks, actually, surprisingly. And I know I'm going to throw him under the bus and another question, but Phil Virgili he's a really good cook. I was at his place the other day, and, we do this thing. We haven't done it as much this year. Our schedule, we've just been super busy, but the teams I've been on, typically every Wednesday, we call it a little family dinner, and we'll get all the boys over and cook a meal together and hang out, watch some hockey. And Phil's always, one of the main chefs and bossing everyone around in the kitchen, and has his little sous chefs going, minions for him. But he's actually a really good cook, so I'll go Phil Virgili.
If I remember correctly, and Sam, you'll have to remind me if I'm wrong, I believe Kirk Underwood gave you a shout out last week for being a really good cook.
Good cook. I'm a basic, I wouldn't say great cook, but I chicken, rice, and veggies. But we did do a little family dinner when I was there. I'll give a little shout out to Dottie when I was in with Jamaica. We'd have some guys over and do some family dinners, but they're pretty basic. My culinary skills are limited, but I know a few. I'm not doing frozen pizzas and mac and cheese, but I'm not making filet mignon and creme brulees by any means. So good happy medium sauce on there.
I think you've actually been mentioned 2 or 3 times
about being a cook.
As cooks.
Okay, well I'll take it. Definitely.
I'll have to go back and remember which ones. But I know Kirk is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll text them after this and say thanks for the shout out.
For sure. Who on the team is surviving the zombie apocalypse?
Surviving the zombie apocalypse. I think Carter McPhail would actually do a good job. I know seems like a guy who's, I know he's got a bit of an outdoor background. I'm trying to think. Actually, Dustin Perillet would probably be my number one choice now that I think about it. Outdoorsy guy. I'd like to think anyone from Canada or Western Canada would know a thing or two. But yeah, Dustin Perillet, I know he's outdoorsy guy. And McPhail, his truck has he's been camping a bunch of times, which I know is way different than a zombie apocalypse, but he's got some tools and some background knowledge of being outdoors. So a good Michigan boy. I think both of them would do well as a duo, surviving as long as they possibly could.
Crap. Who's the funniest?
Yeah, probably Willie. He's always got the boys, cracking up. He's just kind of one of those guys. Anything that comes out of his mouth is pretty funny. I don't know if it's his French accent or, and he always says he doesn't know English, but he knows English perfectly fine. He's fluent in both languages, but yeah, super funny guy. Keeps things light. Glue guy on our team. Boys love him. But anytime we're out and about, he's life of the party and just a great guy and always keeping it light and cracking jokes.
Really quick, I want to give a shout out to my mom. Hey, Mom. She asked, who on your team is the bookworm?
Bookworm. We have. Actually, the 2 Russians I know read a lot. And shout out to Glukharyev on our team because when he came to our team last year, he knew practically no English, and he's pretty fluent now, and you can have a conversation with him. I just remember one time I was telling him, I go, "Holy smokes, Danny! I'm actually having a conversation with you. Like, this is great. And he put in a lot of work. So kudos to him. I know Luke Croucher is, always kind of researching. He's, probably knows a little about a lot, kind of one of those guys. He's, well-educated guy, good morals and values on him, but he's always, trying to just kind of, I don't like to say get better in everything, but he's, constantly doing research. I pop over to his place. He's got some sort of book or something, but I'd say Croucher and the two Russians could definitely have a little reading circle and, plug away at some stuff. Me, not so much. I don't know the last book I've read. I think I read actually one summer, but before that, you could probably go easily a decade since I read a book. So more of a visual movie guy than a book guy, but maybe one day in the future, but probably not.
I'm going to put a slight spin on this one.
Yeah.
But this one is from, I hate how it changed the name. I'm assuming it's Allison. If you were kidnapped and being held ransom and, essentially your life depended on it, you had to call one person on your team that would for sure answer and be there immediately or the fastest, who would it be?
I like to think I could call a lot of guys on our team. I probably could. Like I said, we really do have a great culture and a lot of guys on our team. And I want to ask the question because anytime we do a social media video, I always make fun or chirp Phil Bergili in our team. I've just been his teammate for 4 years. It's a long time to be teammates. He's, one of the best buddies on the team that I've or even had him in my careers. But since I've known him for so long, if I had to call Phil up and if it was something serious, he would for sure answer the call and do what it takes. So comes with the years of knowing him, just a great guy. But I'm hoping there's a question where I can poke fun at him. But he, at the end of the day, he's like a brother, so he would get it done if need be.
Who is your superstitious teammate?
Superstitious teammate. Good question. I think every hockey players have their own like routine or superstitions that they have. I know, a common one is putting, the like elbow pad on first or left skate or left, shin pad. And there's people who, tape their stick at the same time or eat pregame meal. I don't think we have one. Usually goalies are a little different with that. Don't touch the pads. Don't do this. Can't be near garbage or else I play like garbage sort of thing. But we don't have one guy that is on our team. I'll just more to shout out a buddy of mine on our team, and we were actually talking about just like on ice warm up routines. We were just kind of watching some game film and just talking hockey, talking shop, and Joey Colatarsi. I know he's got a routine and the rhythm and the way he kind of goes about things on game days that seems like it's pretty methodical or just routine based. But I don't know if superstition's the right word, but I just to the fact that I kind of know who, like what he does, I'll say him. But there's not a guy on our team where you touch his sticks, you better duck your head because he's swinging at you or anything like that. But, I know on the other teams there's probably guys like that, but we don't have anyone on our team, not that I know of. But I'm unaware of it if there is.
The worst driver on the team.
Worst driver on the team. Okay, well, I don't want to say someone from this year, but someone who's been in Athens. It was for sure Justin Portillo last year, and great guy, and he would laugh, and the boys would laugh too. So last year our rink wasn't built or finished being built until like end of January, mid-January. So we actually had the first 12 games of the season on the road. And if our rink's not built. We're not practicing at our home rink. So we had to drive an hour and a half every single day to Cumming, Georgia, and which was brutal, but we didn't have any other choice. So we had to take these passenger vans, and Ports would have some moves that I probably can't even like share on air, just passing cars like recklessly and taking turns. And those passenger vans, they're kind of like, they're more upright, like they're topsy-turvy, and how that thing didn't flip sometimes. And big time. I think some guys would go in one time and I was driving the other van. So not that I was the fun police safety vehicle. I think everyone's got a little need for speed, but there was just we'd always kind of have a little competition, see who could get there first, and he took that pretty serious. And at the crunch time, the last like 2 minutes, if we were close, we would pull some risky moves. So no one on our team this year, but Ports last year would be hands down the guy who reckless driver, but everyone got there safe and sound, so you can't say it was too reckless. Just a little fun ride. Get the heart rate going.
Before we wrap things up, we'll do a couple more. I want to give a huge shout out to our producer. He runs everything. He's the techie guy. He makes things run so smooth here. So thank you so much, John. He asks, who is the one that always shows up just in time? Not quite late, but he rides the fine line.
Okay. That's a good question. It depends if it's practice or a game. Joey probably, or maybe even Kyle Powell, if it's practice, they're like last minute and it drives me berserk. I get like massive, like I just hate being late. So like to show up always on time. And we had, not to throw two guys under the bus, but I just know today we got to be at the rink at 9, and there was Brandon Walker and Paralat, who are usually on time, and who knows, traffic, whatever. It took too long getting ready, but they were 9:59, and it was kind of just like, we like to, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're not 5 minutes late, but things happen in the morning. Game day, Joey's, I think, the first guy at the rink, so again, routine based, but we're pretty good. Guys showing up late, it's inevitable, it's going to happen one time, but Joey, he likes to sleep. He likes to probably hit the snooze alarm a couple of times. I used to room with him, and he's leaving it to last minute, but he always shows up on time. But he's flirting with danger quite a bit. So game days, I think everyone's well there, but a couple guys like to, but it drives me. One of my pet peeves, show up on time. It's the first thing you can do as a pro hockey player, is be on time. So we do a good job with that, but some guys, no one's perfect at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Do we want to do a couple more questions, or?
Yeah, we'll do a few more.
Yeah.
With you being from the West Coast area, is Bigfoot real?
Is Bigfoot real? I don't think so. I think there's been like a couple documentaries and movies and shows and stuff like that, but it's kind of like, you guys have heard of Ogopogo, or is that that might be you've heard of the Loch Ness Monster?
Mm-hmm.
So in British Columbia, just like the Loch Ness Monster, there's this mythical creature, Ogopogo, this huge sea serpent, snake, Godzilla-looking thing. And there's always, every few years, this could be Ogopogo or sightings of this. But I like to think if Bigfoot or one of these mythical creatures existed, by now in this day and age there would be some evidence. But I'm not a believer in Bigfoot or any of those. It's kind of like the tooth fairy or Santa Claus, and hopefully there's no viewers who are 5-6 years old listening, that I just ruined it for them. But yeah, no, it's no Bigfoot in my books.
You know, it's funny. All three hosts here, we love the conspiracy theories, the
Yeah,
cryptids, and the Ogopogo I've
yeah,
not heard of, so I'm pretty
yeah,
excited to deep dive into that one.
yeah.
We have a question that comes up every week. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely, it does. It is it my first choice? No, but I'd never order a pineapple pizza. But if it's there and if it's part of a little party, whatever get together, I'm trying a slice for sure or grabbing one. I think it tastes great. It's Hawaiian, right? That's with the ham and pineapple. So. Some people think it's gross, but I'm curious. Do you guys think pineapple on pizza? Are you guys pro or con for you guys?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little switch up. I don't think it's anyone's first choice, but it gets the check mark of approval on my end at least.
Yeah, I would say to everybody, try it. I actually didn't try it until about 3 years ago. One of my billets, absolutely obsessed with that pizza. He ordered it every
Yeah.
week, and I'm not like a big fruit person, but he's begging me to try it, and I finally did, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like, so yeah, and most of the guests answer yes, and we've had one that just doesn't eat pizza at all, which is super weird.
Who doesn't eat pizza? But there's one in every crowd, right? One in every
Yeah.
crowd. But it's pizza's great. After the games, I'm not a huge pizza fan. I think that's just junior hockey. That was always what it was. College hockey. So league does a good job with the post game meals. But you're watching football or something like that, why not a slice or two or a little get to the people pleasing food?
Yeah.
Like a good old slices out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carter, I want to thank you so much for coming on. You've been absolutely amazing. I still have like 50 questions that I want to ask you. So we would love to actually have you back on for another episode, even if it's like next season or the off season. If you're interested in that, let us know.
No, happy to do it. I think it's something a little bit different. It's fun to do, and haven't done too many, but it's always a blast. And I would love to be back. And it's talking hockey. It's one thing I love to do. It's easy for me. So you let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it.
Absolutely. And really quick before you go, I want to wish you the best of luck with your rivals this weekend. It'd be really exciting to see the outcome of that series. But yeah, thank you so much. And I hope you guys all have a great night.
No, appreciate it. I'll give a quick shout out to my parents back home. Who'll probably be I don't know if they're watching, but they'll definitely they watch. So just family
Hi, Mom
back
and
home.
Dad.
They're the best. Everyone back home, miss them a lot. They're the best people in the world, and just want to give them a quick shout out. So I appreciate it. But appreciate you having me on, and it's a blast, and love what you guys are doing, promoting the league and getting some insights. Not to get to see kind of behind the scenes stuff and questions about the league and teams and some players. So appreciate the work that you guys do for the league. It's great what you guys are doing.
Thank you. That means so much to us, truly. Like we really try to put a lot into 10 minute. And I do want to give a shout out to the hockey parents out there, because you guys are a different breed. What you do for your kids, all the way up and until they're old, is just absolutely incredible. So shout out to Mom and Dad.
A lot of love, sacrifice, and support, right? So it's it takes a village, but it's great. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay.